The blaze in Los Angeles. The sun had barely risen over the sprawling city of Los Angeles when the first signs of smoke began to stain the sky. By the time the city had fully woken up, the wildfire had already started to spread, climbing up the dry hillsides and crackling through the forests. Panic rippled through the streets as fire trucks roared past, sirens wailing. People in the path of the fire rushed to evacuate, some grabbing pets and loved ones, others barely having time to throw on clothes before fleeing. The smoke grew thicker, and the temperature climbed rapidly. People who couldn't leave their homes fast enough were forced to take refuge in community centers and shelters. Amid the chaos, the animal shelters had quickly mobilized. Many animals were caught in the sudden disaster, cats, dogs, and even larger creatures that had lived in the hills and forests, now displaced by the approaching flames. Volunteer teams of animal rescuers formed human chains, pulling frightened pets from their homes and bringing them to safety. A special team of wildlife rescuers ventured into the hills with equipment, carrying nets to catch lost animals like deer and even the occasional mountain lion that had wandered too close to the city. Airplanes were dispatched to dump fire retardant, while helicopters ferried trapped people from rooftops. The mayor declared a state of emergency, setting up makeshift command centers for the fire departments and emergency medical teams. In a nearby shelter, a woman named Linda clutched her dog Max to her chest as they huddled in the corner with others. She had lost her home in the flames, but at least she still had her companion. Others weren't as fortunate. Some people were still missing, unable to be located in the chaos of the evacuation. A fire rescue unit was stationed nearby, offering aid to those in need. Officers worked quickly, coordinating efforts to reach homes where residents were trapped. Their radios crackled with urgent updates as the fire's unpredictable winds threatened to change course. In the hills, the fire was ferocious, but the teams were relentless. They worked through the night, often side by side with volunteers who were risking their own safety to rescue both people and animals. The shelters were overflowing, but despite the grim circumstances, there was a sense of unity among the survivors, human and animal alike. By the time the sun set the next day, the flames had been contained in some areas, but others were still at risk. The rescue operation was far from over. The city had lost so much, but it had gained something too, a renewed sense of community, resilience, and hope that together they would rebuild. For now, everyone who had survived, people and animals,